Hey guys, All in Crypto here, and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for another YouTube video. In this video, I'm going to be sharing with each and every one of you why it is right now I am heavily buying Cardano. Guys, we're going to jump into a number of things in this video. I ultimately believe, and let me say this straight off the bat, that Bitcoin has bottomed. I could be wrong, but ultimately I think we found our floor for Bitcoin, and I think we are going to start to recover. This is going to mean that the rest of the market and something such as Cardano and other altcoins are actually going to outperform Bitcoin on this recovery. I do genuinely believe that. We have a video coming out later on after this video is released, somewhere around 8 p.m. UK time. So stay tuned for that, when we're going to go into Bitcoin in more detail and explain and give more reasons why we believe it has bottomed. But ultimately, ladies and gentlemen, I think for Bitcoin right now, from its high, you've seen an A, B, and C correction, and ultimately, you are now going to start your recovery. That is my belief. Now, what does this mean for Cardano? Well, I'm going to tell you. I ultimately do believe as well, not only Bitcoin has seen an A, B, C correction, but we've seen a similar thing for Cardano. I think it has completed that, and now we are going to start staircasing our way up. You can see we have a kind of support level here. We need to make sure that we stay above this. This is how we get invalidated, if we drop below this support level, guys. I want to share a number of things with you in this video as well. I want to share with you another indicator that I have previously shown. And this indicator was essentially how, and all the videos are still up there for anyone that doesn't believe me, how we predicted that Ethereum was going to get to $4,000 in May. Not only that, how Cardano was going to get to its previous all-time highs of 2017. We've been very spot on using this indicator, and what essentially this indicator is, and we'll get into it in a second once we've sort of finished with the smaller time frames. What this indicator essentially is looking at market structures, looking at something like Bitcoin, understanding that something like Ethereum follows it very closely, and Cardano essentially follows Ethereum and Bitcoin structure very closely. This is how we've been able to make the predictions that we have and get them right. I ultimately think this is going to continue. We're going to jump into that in a second. We're also going to touch, again, for those of you who are new to the channel, and if you've been living under a rock and don't know about this, smart contracts are essentially here, guys. The mainnet for Alonzo, which is going to complete the Goguen era, is going to be finalized in September. All being well, providing there's no bugs in the testnets, etc., etc. So we've got quite a bit to cover in this video. So, essentially for Cardano, certainly on a 4-hourly time frame, guys, I do believe that you have completed an A, B, C correction. We've spoken to you about our larger Elliott wave theories. We're not going to go over it in this video. And now, guys, you have found a support floor, and you are going to continue, in my opinion, to keep climbing. If you break this, if you fall out of this, that would be a worrying sign. Right now, you're above your EMA, the 20 EMA, certainly on the 4-hourly. You're above it on the daily, although just about, and you are above it on the weekly. I believe, right now I'm very bullish on Cardano. What I want to now do, guys, and like I say, stay tuned for that Bitcoin video that's coming out later on, where I do actually believe that Bitcoin has indeed bottomed. Why is that? Well, I'll quickly touch. There's a number of reasons why I believe Bitcoin's bottomed right now. Essentially, I think that we've spoken to you about what largely caused this sell-off, and why it was largely fueled by leverage traders. The severity of this sell-off was largely helped by leverage. I think there has been enough bloodletting in regards to Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency market, enough purifying of this market for it to now continue and start to regrow and continue on in this bull market that we have been a part of, since we haven't left the bull market. Short term, we were bearish, but we were still in a bull market, despite, a 55% sell-off. I ultimately think if we started to sell off below 55% and started getting into the 60s, the 70s, yes, there is still the possibility of recovering, but we would really need to take another look at things. But like I say, in regards to Cardano, which is what this video is all about, right now, guys, I am exceptionally bullish. I do believe Cardano is going to keep climbing from here. You do have all the great news that's coming out. The testnet, the first testnet for Alonzo is already launched. And what I want to do now, guys, is take you onto a bigger time frame, a daily time frame. I want to put it to a logarithmic, and then we're going to go to the kind of normal chart. We're going to take a quick look at Bitcoin. We're going to take a quick look at Ethereum. I'm going to tell you exactly how it is that I was able to predict Ethereum reaching $4,000 by May, Cardano reaching its all-time highs and then capitulating, or its 2007 all-time high, and how this really applies to Cardano. Now, if we look at a logarithmic chart, guys, and I hope everybody can see this, I'm using my laptop as I'm traveling for work right now. You can see that Bitcoin, in terms of its logarithmic chart from its 2017 all-time highs, is significantly further ahead, and remember, this is on a percentage basis, than Ethereum. However, the moves are exceptionally similar. You can see that from its all-time highs here, it has only, in terms of percentages and the kind of growth that it's had, it is not as far ahead as something like Bitcoin. However, how we predicted it was going to reach $4,000, we said, okay, it's going to follow Bitcoin's structure from its prior all-time highs and do a similar move, which is going to take it to around about 4K. We were right about that. Now, if we look at Cardano, guys, on a logarithmic, you can see that it is really right around its all-time high mark. Certainly on a logarithmic scale, and I'm going to switch it to a normal scale to show you that it's very much the same. I ultimately think the move that we've just seen for Ethereum is now going to take place in Cardano, and this is essentially going to, give you anywhere from sort of a $3 to a $4 Cardano price over the coming weeks. Now, this is all largely dependent on what Bitcoin decides to do. Coming weeks, coming months. To put a timescale on it is pretty hard. We will update this video and give you more of an accurate timescale, but for now, the point that I'm trying to make, guys, is the whole market follows Bitcoin. The bigger alts follow it more closely, and something like Cardano is just essentially following not only Bitcoin structure but Ethereum structure, and still has this move here to make for this move here that Ethereum just gone to make. Now, let's take it from a logarithmic, and you can see just the actual scope of what's going on here. I hope you guys can see that. So that is Ethereum. This is Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is significantly further ahead than Ethereum. And this is Cardano. It still has a long way to go, ladies and gentlemen. And ultimately, that move, in my opinion, is indeed going to come. When you compound the fact that it looks like Bitcoin, to me, has found a bottom and is going to start recovering from here in a similar way to what we did in March 2020, when we sold off by about 66% and everyone said it was all over, and then we recovered. And the fact that smart contract capabilities are around the corner, which is going to increase the demand for Cardano, tenfold. Also, when we talk about the demand, why will it increase the demand? Well, that's because you'll have a Cardano ecosystem that will be built on top of the blockchain. You have a perfect storm setting up, ladies and gentlemen, and that's what this video is really all about. Hopefully helping some of you guys out there to understand this. The overall market, yes, if you look at where we were, it's quite grim. Lots of coins are still down 30+%. But I've just taken this up as a real opportunity to accumulate in my favorite altcoins. I picked up a lot of Cardano, I picked up a lot of Algorand. We don't really speak a lot about Algorand on this channel, but we're going to start covering more topics. We just need to free up some time. For those of you who don't know, this is really a hobby and a passion of mine, crypto. I own a small business, so I'm very tied up with that, but I'm hoping to go completely crypto. That is round the corner. And so this is really just a hobby and a passion of mine. So I get on here and do these videos when I can. So that's really all I have for you in this video, guys. Very, very excited about what I'm seeing. I do believe that you are going to follow Ethereum structure. Well, Ethereum follows Bitcoin structure, and Cardano is just going to follow suit. The structures have been identical now. We've spoken about this for a long time. I am a macro trader, and what I trade on is the macro scale. I am a macro crypto bull in the sense that, forget the 4-year cycle theory, even though I believe in the 4-year cycle theory, the crypto space is only going one way, ladies and gentlemen. If we switch Bitcoin to a logarithmic scale and we really zoom out to give us some kind of perspective here, you can see that the trend, guys, is just, it's up. It's just, this thing is going to continue to grow. And when we talk about stuff like DeFi, and we talk about other things like this, and we talk about something like Cardano that you can stake it and you can earn really good interest, it actually offers a better, not just an alternative to the sort of current financial system that we have, but it offers a more elite, on yesterday's video that we made on Cardano, we spoke about how, we played a clip from Charles where he was talking about how, eventually these systems, these smart contract blockchains are going to run entire governments, entire financial sectors that are going to be transacting trillions of dollars of value. This is the way that the world is moving, guys. And that's what this channel was really created to do, to hopefully switch as many of you onto that as possible, because I don't want the same people that take advantage of every single technological growth and every single technological revolution, just stealing it all essentially and being the only beneficiaries. I want normal people to benefit from this, because that's what cryptocurrency is really all about: self-sovereignty. It's about taking back. Saying, no, look, we don't want the bad deal. We want a good deal where we have a say in what we're doing. We have custody over our own finance. We actually have a say in what's going on. So that's all I have for you in this video, guys. Very bullish on Cardano. Certainly on the macro scale, of course, we've never left that analysis. I do think you have made this ABC correction. Ultimately, people say, oh, well, you couldn't have because you've wicked below it. We don't really count wicks. We count candle bodies. Wicks, yeah, I mean, that's just how we do things. We might be wrong. I'm sure somebody will leave a comment letting us know. And ultimately, guys, I think from here, you're just going to continue. And I could be totally wrong, guys. You're just going to continue to take these levels. You can look, the previous resistance that we had drawn around about $1.78 has indeed acted as resistance. We need to break that. We need to close this candle out. You can see how your EMA is acting as support right now. Doesn't mean you can't go through it, but right now you've come down and you've retested it. It seems to be selling off with less sort of force. We don't want to see a rising wedge form. I wouldn't like that, because you can, these typically pop down to the downside. But right now, guys, I do have buy orders set at lower rates, but ultimately, weigh up the risk. Would you rather buy at these prices and it go down another 10%, or would you rather not buy at these prices and have to buy in, when we're back to our kind of prior all-time highs? That's what trying to time the crypto market is dangerous, guys. I don't tend to do it often. I look for a good opportunity, good positions when the market's down by a certain percent, and then I'll put my money into it. That's not financial advice, just my opinion. I'm going to love and leave you on that note, guys, because I feel like we've rambled on for long enough. I hope you found this useful. If you have, a like is always appreciated. So is a comment. And hopefully we will see you all on the next video, guys. So get subscribed for that. Thanks a lot for watching. Stay tuned for the Bitcoin video coming out later, and I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you.